Well, I had to apply tactics to Coach Nabi and put some of my best players on the bench. We'll call it Mzanzi Fundiz FC. Bagaitsu, welcome back. With me, I have Setshego. He's going to be joining the panel. Kile kosi. Ay, Lufuno maybe tamo tabisa tabeyo because kwatala no ko basinyama kosi. Lufuno, before ke ya go Setshego. Ku reinforce it o sharp no at least to khono balance nya.
Ke sharp.
Okay.
What's about this weekend? Say changes it. This weekend, we rewrite history.
All right. I got on Tomeleka poetry because I will get off a chance.
Yeah.
So,
The brother.
welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for having me.
Let me just put you straight into it.
Okay.
And I saw a lot of things happening, especially with regards to the match tickets. A lot of fans are worried, their tickets will not go through and whatnot. Does that concern you? What do you make of it?
No, definitely. I think I have a lot of friends as well and family members who have been trying to get tickets as well. I think Open Tickets is obviously a brand new ticketing system in the PSL. It was welcomed very nicely. They did change a few things because they had a lot of problems with counterfeit tickets. So they are trying. I think they didn't expect so many, well, not so many, but a game of this magnitude, perhaps maybe at this time, while they're going through their teething stages. So I think from a back end, they just need to check the numbering system, because I know there's a few fans who said there was like a numbering system whereby maybe they 1,120.
Yeah.
You are in the waiting list again. I'll check, I was saying 900. So we are going. And then I'll check maybe a couple of hours later, we're back to 1,500. So I don't know how they are queuing the people who are buying the tickets, because they do have measures in place in terms of how many you can buy per person, per company, per this and that. So I think it's just teething stages, but hopefully they don't get over-indexed and then when you're talking
about teething stages, there's a lot of teething phase that your team had to go through. And I remember the very same venue, you played TS Galaxy. 100%. Do you remember the last final that you played?
Against TS Galaxy? Yeah,
it was the same trophy.
No, listen, I think, you must remember, Kaizer Chiefs, this is their cup in terms of, they've won it more than any other club.
Yeah.
I mean, any other club in the country. It is 10 years. The boys are going through a moment where it's do or die, I think, for them. It's do or die. They have to put everything on the line for this one. I mean, I'll say it's and you don't reach your targets and your goals. You must understand. So, it's time for them. They need to show up. Literally, they need to down that pitch.
All right.
Cox, I'm trying very hard because we've got guests that must be.
No, I get it before China but Bagaitsu Mamposa ke mkente skipper sama pagania.
Ezimnyama 1937. Here's my thing.
Yeah.
So I was saying nice things. This is their trophy. It's been 10 years, no trophy. So there's no trophy that belongs to Chiefs because they haven't seen a trophy. Now all I ask, City of Durban, South African Police Services, remember the services that were required the last time we were, because you must remember Steve Kompela was being farewell. So, all I will say, the trucks at SABC, please make sure your cameras are, because if you remember the last time people went to inside the
we don't condone violence.
Now you talk numbers.
So how do you approach this match when you talk?
How do you approach 10 years?
Let's start first. The informed team in the Nedbank is Kaizer Chiefs. We talk numbers. Head on head between Pirates and Chiefs on the Nedbank final. Chiefs are ahead. I talk numbers. Now I don't want to remember TS Galaxy final. Now I remember the final at the same venue when I was beating SuperSport and take the trophy at Nedbank.
1885. Oh, Chief, you can't come to it.
Now I'm talking about numbers.
I don't get about reality.
This is the trophy for Kaizer Chiefs. And I said to you, Likoko, Akitom, we rewrite the history.
Okay.
Wait.
Cox, no, wait.
You
can't allow this man to have these numbers on a public platform.
No, but he's giving facts, though.
It's a fact. Seeing that there's two of them.
Yeah.
Can they just please tell me one cup final that Jose has lost before we move forward? Because every single trophy that Jose has been in, every single final that Jose has been in.
Did he play Kaizer Chiefs? Did he play Kaizer Chiefs?
This is the very same Kaizer Chiefs.
So now I'm going to ask you, in a row. If you think Jose beat Sundowns in the finals, Sundowns and Kaizer Chiefs when you get to the final, when you get to the final against Kaizer Chiefs,
all right.
That's why you can knock out of this Nedbank Cup. Now, when it comes to cups, it's a completely different. It's not a league.
Fair enough.
But it's not a league. I'm just saying to you, Right history, Jose total first loss ya high final. Spain.
Fair enough. let me bring you in now.
Okay,
how does Kaizer Chiefs now approach this match? Because we saw a lot of players that were on the bench. We saw and by the way, Kaizer Chiefs has tried this mantra before where they put players on the bench. Next thing, Cosmos had to go fetch their trophy because everybody assumed they're going to win the trophy. How do you then approach this match from a tactical point of view?
I think it just goes back to what I said. I mean, he was resting coaches before the game that we lost Yatabi. We played a game at FNB as well. We saw a mixed information. You find more cross Badalabo centre back, Martos playing right back. There was a lot of mishmash going on. All in mind that he was looking at the derby of the final. I think for him, he knows as a coach, he is under pressure. The record that he has, other coaches would have been long gone. I just think that the Kaizer Chiefs supporters really do like Nabi. Maybe they'd like to say, oh, because Nabi is cooking. We really don't know. But the performances haven't been great. And I think that the theme of Kaizer Chiefs this season has really been inconsistency. You know what I mean? Without a doubt, besides the injuries and the suspensions. But now he's going into this game with almost a fully fledged team. Guys are coming back, Thabo Teles coming back into that midfield. The boys do have the ability. The coach has been frustrated, has gone on public platforms saying, well, he cannot teach players how to put the ball in the back of the net.
And Dubai's shown at least he can.
Hence I'm saying, now for now, besides coaching tactically, Nabi tactically, from the formations point of view, he's also been a little bit teka-tekering for me. I cannot give him an ace for that. Let me finish my point. So, but for me, more than anything, you play for an organization and an establishment as big as Kaizer Chiefs. 10 years, they know. Remember, they've got an opportunity right now to rewrite their names in the history to say, hey, there was that generation before. They can be the generation that breaks the code. So it lies down to the players more than anything. Let's not make it too much about tactics and what. The players need to apply themselves. It's a 90-minute game, 45-45. Go out there and leave everything on the pitch. I think that's what the Kaizer Chiefs supporters expect. Nabi aside with the tactics.
It's the players. It looks like you don't even have to defend Parani.
Next week, Setshego must come here. I'll tell you why. Setshego is a man of truth. Nabi wa peha mara o peha pot. Because there's nothing that anybody can take home and say, this is what Nabi is cooking. As he said, it's not up to Nabi, it's up to the players. Now you come to Mapagani, as a Mnyamangangane, as a Kepulu Mshabaka Maspala. Here's the thing. In finals, Jose has proven that he can win finals. This is not the first one. This is the This is the sixth final that he's in. No way. One of the problem you are.
Has he played Kaizer Chiefs in the final before?
No, wait. You arrive at the final.
No. Different proposition.
Different proposition.
No, Mara, here's the
thing. A wounded animal.
No, we are rewriting this history. This is Kaizer Chiefs.
No, understand this thing. Understand. Pedigree Jose in final says that Jose wins.
It's not bigger than Kaizer Chiefs pedigree in the final.
Pirates in the final has not lost.
Yeah.
Jose, that team knows how to win.
All
that they've got, they don't have any point of reference where they say, the last finals that they played in Durban, they lost. They haven't played a final in 10 years. Pirates has been in the last 6 finals of in local. And it keeps going and it keeps going.
Sometimes
quickly.
Pirates was beaten Mabhida SuperSport in the final. Bashapua ki Baxter. Don't forget that. So we're talking about pedigree of 2 teams in the final. The numbers favors Kaizer Chiefs. When we're talking about Nedbank final. No. We're talking about the same organization here. So now what I'm saying to you said the same thing here. Jose had lose the cup. Pyramidium Monster the Flames. So we are going to the last game. This is we're not going to allow Jose to
Champions
win.
League.
We're not going to allow Jose to win this trophy. Utama Satswara next.
Lofono ga ro sa le confused nyana o bolela ga re Jose tlo tsamaya tshwara next. That time Jose o tshwere mokotla o tletse di trophy. And if ke hopola hantle Orlando Pirates win the final ya bona. Hona go Moses Mabhida. Ha re tsebe ukuthi izozala nkomona. Do stay with us. Mzanzi Fundiz remains the show that you love. Haribo will still unpack more. Mujita ha tsamaya.